It's Tim and Tammy time, and I'm just gonna ride. We're riding in Columbus, and I'm just going to let the camera roll. There's all kinds of buildings.
Just history galore.
I mean, we're just gonna look at the building as we go past the buildings. What a building! Love that building. And here we go, another one. This was a florist at the bottom last, but look, all them windows out at the top. Oh my goodness. Y'all, it looks like a firehouse at one time, don't it? I don't know that. I just thought I'd say it. I say things.
Another one used to be a restaurant.
I say things before I think them through. Let's see, how did I put it? Things start coming out of my mouth before they fully formulated in my brain sometimes. And just about every church down here, because we've got so many beautiful churches. This is St. James AME Church. Every church has a historical marker in front of it. 1873. Yeah. Now every time I go by this place over here on the left called Cash and Carry Warehouse Grocery, I wish it was still open, because y'all, we ain't got no Cash and Carry Warehouse Grocery. But it looks like it might have been a nice place to buy stuff inexpensive. And we are right here by Golden Foundry on our right. And this has been around since the 1800s. But I have filmed that before. And this right here, y'all, this is a depot. This is the depot. This was the Columbus Depot. It's a Chamber of Commerce now. Look at this depot. It makes you want to get on a train.
It's a historic marker right here.
I'm sure. The passenger station, 6th Avenue passenger station. And then I don't know what these buildings are, but they're magnificent as well.
There's your rust architectural
salvage. I don't know if you can see that on this right here, Chris. Anyway, it's hard going back and forth, y'all, forgive me. This right here, this is all train depot stuff, ain't it? Ain't that what it looks like? There's a train sitting over there.
Oh, there's a bunch of them that go through there.
Yeah. But I think...
They're all businesses now.
Yeah. But this was part of the depot, I believe, at one time. And then look at that old building in front of us. Okay. Y'all forgive me. I'm going to try to hold it still and just keep it going one way.
She's looking in one direction, filming something different. She's looking off at the building over here and just says, look at that old building. And then she finally turns it, well, here's the building I'm talking about.
Look at this old building, y'all. Don't listen to Tim. He just don't understand. He just don't get it. Yeah, something was out here at one time. Don't know anything about that. But that is the foundation of something.
But the massive train yard is just...
right here is massive train yard. And we're talking about 16, 25 tracks. I mean a lot of tracks. I'm not joking. It's not an exaggeration. You just can't really see it from here, but you can see a couple of engines coming up right here. Look at look, there's stuff just growing out the side of the building. Sputnik's, this place that we're about to go to, that we're going to show you, Sputnik's was a bar. It was a, that's what it was. It was just a bar. It was just a bar. I mean, you know.
Been around a long time.
It's been around for a long time. And kind of think that maybe Sputnik was the name because it was probably had something to do with the to the moon back in the 50s and the 60s. And this is called Hatchet Stumpy's, and I think they have gone out of business, and I don't think they were there for very long. But the reason I wanted to come film Sputnik's is because they're tearing it down, and I wanted to get the sign if nothing else, because Sputnik's sign is so cool. I'd rather we went down in front of it first if we can. I know this might be kind of tough, but yeah, I would like to see, I want to see the sign. Pool, darts, beer, Sputnik bar. Y'all, and it's just, if you look online, you'll find pictures of it where was still being used, but it is about to be no longer, which is something we always want to film and make sure it gets shown. Claflin School. It just says Claflin School over here. Okay, this school has been closed, and it was in really, really bad shape when they decided to get busy and do something on it. Now it's the Affordable Family Apartment Homes. This was the black school in Columbus for many, many years.
This is 13th Street Bridge. It goes over the massive amount of
It goes from Columbus to Phoenix City.
train tracks.
Oh, it goes over. Oh, okay. I see. I understand what you're talking about now. All right, we're back here at the train tracks, y'all. I just love that view. That just looks like an old train yard, don't it?
You can't see, but that train right there, that is track after track after track after track. It's a central station.
They just go on and on. Okay, wait a minute. Is this the backside of Claflin?
Yeah, I bet you it is.
I bet it is. Yes. Okay. This is a fallout shelter too, y'all. You know what they have in fallout shelters? I learned this from people who go in these places, who are real urban explorers. So we just ride by and film them from the outside. But the real urban explorers who actually go in there, we actually saw them go into school one time and go into the fallout shelter. And they have, well, this was New York or Chicago or one of them big cities. They had just hundreds of gallons of water, and they had MREs, meals ready to eat, and people actually had opened those meals ready to eat, and they would try them, and they had crackers in them.
This is over here on the left is another church. It's not as old as the others.
I was going to say it doesn't have a.
They are pretty. It's pretty old, but it's not as old as the others.
Well, actually, it's stop number 5 on the Black Heritage Trail.
And then this.
But yeah, that's Linwood, isn't it? Yep, that's Linwood Cemetery. And here I am moving this camera back and forth, back and forth. Oh, this is a hill, y'all. Seriously, don't look like much on the camera, maybe, but it's a hill. See, you just gotta love them. You can barely see because of all the. There's so many statues and monuments out there, and huge, tall obelisk reaching towards the sky. Usually, when I've been over here, y'all, I have been looking for specific graves. You see, Mr. Pemberton, the inventor of Coca-Cola, John Pemberton, that's his name, ain't it? John?
Yeah.
He's buried out here. And at least one of the Stocking Strangler's victims is buried out here. So we've been over here and looked for specific graves lots of times, but I've never actually just went and walked around the cemetery. This gate is closed, but it is after 5 on a Sunday afternoon. Anyway, it's my favorite cemetery in Columbus. I know that might sound funny, but I have a favorite cemetery in Columbus. That's the chapel to the cemetery. I've never seen a chapel in a cemetery, but that's the chapel. You can actually have a funeral in that chapel.
Or a wedding if you want to.
Okay. And we're coming up
here on the right. What Tammy used to love too.
That's what I'm fixing to say. We're coming up on one of my favorite buildings in the Columbus area. It is Buck Ice, never touched by human hands. It's Buck Ice and Coal. I always forget that till I get up here. And they have salt dry ice. This is since 1922. Y'all love that building.
And that sign.
And I love the sign.
It's faded.
It's faded, but it's there. Yep, I love that building. And then you go right across the road, and that's all that's left, basically.
Of a mill.
Of a mill. There was a mill at one time. So, now, I'm going to say, this is it for our drive through Columbus today. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe, and
we love y'all.